Would you believe me if I showed you that these are gluten-free? Oh my God, and they're delicious. In my very average run-of-the-mill kitchen, and it's Christmas time, so a lot of people are making cookies. I'm home on maternity leave with my beautiful new baby, and a lot of my friends had said, you used to bake a ton before the pandemic, so why don't you share some recipes? People would probably want to see what you made. I am gluten-free. So the cookies we're gonna make today are gluten-free, but you can make them with all-purpose flour. If you are gluten-free, you're in for a real treat, because as you know, our baked goods, terrible. These are delicious cookies. And you make them with ingredients that you probably have in your kitchen cabinets, and you don't have to make a special trip to the store. And you're gonna wanna preheat your oven to 350 degrees so we can get started. And here is the specific recipe. I'll also post the recipe in the comments. You're gonna need 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour or gluten-free flour, baking flour 1:1. You're gonna need a teaspoon of baking soda. You're gonna need a 1/2 teaspoon of salt, a 1/2 cup of unsalted butter, which is 1 stick. You're gonna need 1/2 cup of firmly packed light brown sugar, but if you have dark brown sugar, it'll be fine. You can use whatever's in your cabinet. 6 tablespoons of regular white sugar, large egg, some vanilla. I always, just for fun, add a 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon because I like the flavor it kind of gives the cookies. If you don't like cinnamon, you could leave it out. And I'm gonna do 2.5 cups of chocolate chip. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and start mixing up our dry ingredients. I went ahead and put 1 of the 1.5 cups in a small bowl. Free flour sometimes behaves differently in baked good recipes than all-purpose in terms of like how much you would add, because you can change the texture if you add too much. Now, typically what I do is I just spoon the flour out of the bag or out of your container into my measuring cup. And I get it, you probably would do that with all-purpose flour as well, but you really need to make sure you do that if you're using gluten-free flour, because if you don't, your cookies can kind of have the wrong texture. So what I do is I go ahead and I spoon my flour into my measuring cup, and just like grandma taught you or mom taught you, you just kind of, you know, make sure you're not going to make a mess all over your kitchen. And you want to slide your little measure off so you level off the top of your cup, and you spooned it in so it's not packed down in there. So now we have our 1.5 cups of flour. I'm gonna go ahead and add the rest of the remaining dry ingredients, and then I'll tell you what to do for the wet. Okay, to the bowl of my KitchenAid stand mixer with my paddle attachment attached, I'm gonna go ahead and add my 1/2 cup of packed brown sugar. I'm gonna add my 6 tablespoons of white granulated sugar. I'm gonna add my 1/2 stick of butter, and I made sure that it was softened, not melted. Again, so you wanna make sure that your butter is softened. I'm gonna add my butter. I'm gonna go ahead and turn my mixer on low. I'm gonna go ahead and add my single egg. And I'm gonna be brave and not crack it over a bowl and hope for the best here. Oh, we survived. Great news. Okay, so we're just gonna mix this mixture until it is incorporated. You'll notice it's incorporated once it is, you know, all an even color and it's starting to pull away from the sides of the bowl. Okay, so as you can see, it is mixed well. It is starting to pull away a little bit on the edges, and I took a little spatula right here and I scraped the edges just to make sure that everything was mixed. And I'm gonna take my dry ingredients that I've already kind of mixed together with a fork in a bowl here, and I'm gonna gradually add my wet to my dry. Make sure you add your vanilla. I forgot, but I'm gonna add it now. Our cookie dough is made and it looks delicious. I wanna eat it with a spoon. We are gonna go ahead and use a cookie scoop. This is about a tablespoon size, and we're gonna go ahead and put these on a greased parchment on 2 cookie sheets. These cookies are definitely gonna be decent size. You're gonna wanna bake them at 350 degrees for at least 9 minutes. The great thing about this dough is you don't have to refrigerate it before you throw it in the oven. Okay, this is what they look like when they come out of the oven. If for some reason yours aren't nice and round like mine are, you can take a glass and just simply, while they're still warm, kind of turn the glass around your cookie and they will turn into a nice round shape. Somebody just woke up from their nap. But check it out. A whole entire platter, gluten-free chocolate chip cookies, delicious. One of my husband's favorite cookie recipes, and they're perfect for your holiday cookie platter. Happy holidays!